The film you are about to see is of a content so horrifying, so gruesome. Remember, you have been warned.
Hey, howdy, hey, awesome people of the internet, Wolfman, Forcer and Dash here. So last year at Cambridge Film Festival, my friends Clank Zucker and Mr. Dan1466 watched two films. I've already talked about one of the films they watched, which was Flow, and today I'm going to be talking about another film that they saw at the film festival, which I have now officially seen, called Stimming. Now, you probably have never heard of Stimming because it was kind of produced and distributed by companies that you probably would have never heard of, and created by this group called, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, the Neurodivergent Collective, and I'll leave it in the edit if I've got that correct or not. To basically summarise the film, it doesn't really have much of a plot or structure to it. It's just showing a bunch of people that are neurodiverse or and autistic, just demonstrating stimming behaviour. So you got one person that is very good at describing a film, how good or bad it is. You got another person that talks to themselves, or basically tells their thoughts out loud. Another person that loves to dance to nothing. A person that is dressed up as a dog-like character, and I forget if there's another person I should be focusing on, but yeah, it's basically it's basically a film about these people going about life and just showing the whole thing about stimming behaviour. Not much to it, and it's very much straightforward as you can get. If you're watching this hoping for some story or structure to it, you're not going to get much. I mean, there is some structure to it, and these characters do sort of interact and communicate with one another, but on the whole, it's basically demonstrating the whole idea of stimming. Now, for those who don't know what stimming is basically this sort of behaviour where that an autistic person, or basically anyone that's neurodiverse, well, not necessarily everybody, but some people, would be doing a repetitive behaviour to help them feel good and feel calm and everything. So for example, me as an autistic person, I pick my skin a lot. It's something I'm not proud of doing, but it is something I do a lot. I'm also known to sort of move my legs a lot and sort of do some repetitive shaking if I don't feel comfortable or anything. And that's the reason why in some of my earlier vlogs and some other vlogs I do as well, you may have noticed I do a lot of shaking and so forth. It's because I sometimes do kind of get nervous when I film these vlogs trying to explain stuff. But it's a film that I definitely wanted to see for a long time, and I'm glad I got the chance to see it, albeit having to fork out some money for my savings, because at the time I didn't have much money. But it's a film I really wanted to see, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity to not see it. Unfortunately, it is a film that will only be on screens for selected dates, and may or may not go on to streaming at some point, because it's been confirmed that there's not really going to be a physical release for it. I wish there was, because as we all know, physical media rules, but it is a dying form of media. So yeah. And when I saw it, and I went with Clank Zoka and Perfect Paddock, because Clank Zoka wanted to see it again, and Perfect Paddock, like me at the time, never saw it. There was a Q&A session afterwards with one of the directors. The director in question, she explained a good deal about the film, how it was made, how it was created, and all the discussions that happened. Clank Zucker asked if it would be coming out on physical media, and she said no. And while Perfect Palette didn't ask a question, I also didn't ask a question, but I did sort of end the Q&A by sort of congratulating the person on sort of demonstrating stimming behaviour and showing autism in a positive light, compared to some other films about autism, films and TV shows about autism that I've seen, where it's kind of either titled in a way that makes it come across like a negative thing, or it's made by people that have no clue about autism and they're just assuming based on what they've heard and whatever. But I'm glad for this one that it was actually made by people who are autistic and or just neurodiverse in general. And I'm glad that it's finally got a name, the behaviour, this repeating behaviour, stimming. I kind of knew it was the name of a behaviour beforehand, having done this Oliver McGowan training where it's all about trying to show the behaviours that people do. It's nothing that we're not this sort of behaviour is not gonna like annoy people or anything. It might annoy some people, but it's stuff that makes us feel good, and we're causing no harm and offence by it. So please do not overreact if we're doing that sort of thing. It's just our way of keeping us nice and calm and everything. So yeah, it's quite a short film at 67 minutes long. So if you got like an hour or so to spare, and you're not doing much, do definitely go give it a watch. If you're the sort of person that wants to see any and all kinds of films, no matter if they have structure, story, or whatever, because you gotta give some of these films a chance, because not every film's going to be all guns blazing and everything and actions, explosions and that. No, some of these are very thought provoking and give and sort of do show things that do happen and things that are based on real events and everything. So yeah, and watching this film did remind me of a film I did years ago with a group of neurodiverse people that I was a part of for a while. Funny enough, it was actually the premiere of it was actually shown in the very cinema that we went to, which was the Cambridge Arts Picture House, many years ago. I probably will show it to Clank Soka one day, and maybe show it to you guys at some point if I can figure out how to get it on to YouTube. But yeah, that's basically what I think about The Simple, and for its rating, it's a no-brainer for me, 10 out of 10, because it is pretty much as I was expecting it to be, a film where that's basically like the Lighthouse, where it's not really has structural story to it. It's just about a group of people and just giving you a bit of a study of their behaviours. So yeah, and doing so in a positive light. So that's what I think about Stimming Pool, and obviously if you've seen it, love to know what you think and draw your conclusions in the comments. And yeah, do give it a watch if you can. But other than that, thanks so much for watching, and like, share, comment and subscribe if you want to see more of what I do. For those of you that are considering subscribing, a summary of what I do, which is I do vlogs like this where I'm reviewing films like The Stimming Pool, and I also talk about all sorts of other things as well. I also do hauls, I rant about life, I take a look at different characters, what I like, what I don't like about them. I do a ranking list where it's not really a top 10, it's more 10 random things that have some kind of connection to one another. I'd also look at what I've scenarios and all sorts of other things as well. And if you game, I game as well. I do gameplay videos and let's play videos where I play all sorts of different games, sometimes with friends, sometimes on my own. So that's what I do. See you in the next one. Peace to you all, and never judge a person based on their behaviours. Do not patronise us. Do not say horrible words, because that is just not just childish, but it's very offensive, very insulting. And you should give neurodiverse people a chance, because while we may not be like whatever normal is, we are definitely unique. We're definitely people that are interesting. So give neurodiverse people a chance, because you never know what to expect from them, and you may actually know that they may be more interesting than you realise outside of the stimming and everything. So yeah, all right, toodles.